So Donald Trump, Trump at this point, like this dude, like, bro, okay, we're just gonna get into the topic, but like this cements to me that this man is in the Epstein files without a doubt. I don't care what nobody tells me. You can't sway me from this. You can't make me falter. You can't make me waver on this. I firmly believe this man is in the files with what this man did today. Today, the Epstein files were brought up once again because the victims of Epstein's trafficking ring have come out in Washington to speak about it and to promote awareness and to push for the Epstein Files Transparency Act to be passed. Donald Trump, believe it or not, had U.S. military personnel purposefully fly over D.C. so people could not hear the victims of Epstein's trafficking ring talk. You can't make this up. First, I want to talk about how lopsided the desire for the release of these files actually is between both parties. When anyone tells you, both sides of the please get like 50 to 60 feet away from them. Social distance. Save your brain, save your IQ, save what's left of your soul, because what you're about to hear is going to make you despise every single conservative politician in this country if you don't already despise them now.
Bring trust in government. We're here not as partisans, we're here as patriots. We begin the work of bringing this country together, progressives, independents, moderates, and yes, MAGA supporters, to demand truth and justice. A nation that allows rich and powerful men to traffic and abuse young girls without consequence is a nation that has lost its moral and spiritual core. We are demanding today on the discharge petition that all of the files be released. We know we have 212 Democrats and we have 4 Republicans, courageous Republicans like Thomas Massey, Nancy Mace, who was so emotional yesterday after talking to the survivors, Congresswoman Boebert, and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. We need just 2 more signatures to force the release.
Let's be honest here. Let's not play. Nancy Mace put on a great little performance yesterday, crying tears, trying to make it seem like because she's a victim, she stands with victims. Don't even play. Nancy Mace had a little episode where she put on her best little crying face and was, shedding tears in Washington. And oh my God, the victims, and I'm a victim. Let me show y'all the clip of her crying, and then let me show y'all what she had to say today. Absolute insanity. Now, mind y'all, this is an individual who literally pretended to have been assaulted physically, not sexually, but physically. Literally wore an arm sling, claiming somebody attacked her by shaking her hand, saying trans kids attacked her. This is someone who created false social media burner accounts to hype her up. This is someone who literally tried to victimize the only openly trans member of Congress, basically trying to otherize her and attack her and make her life a living hell on her first day. Nancy Mace had this to tweet in the wake of the conversation surrounding the Epstein files and Donald Trump. Nancy Mace literally went on Twitter and said this. You cannot make this buffoonery up. Nancy Mace said President Trump is the one who banned Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago. President Trump is the one who cooperated with the feds to get this guy. As if Trump wasn't the feds when he was the president. President Trump is the one who is committed to protecting women and kids. Until he's having a teenage beauty pageant in which he goes behind closed doors, goes into the locker room to watch people's daughters change. Then he kind of takes a break from protecting women and kids. He's kind of like on his lunch break. So on his lunch break, he's, you know, he's visually, you know, violating people's daughters. But then when he's done with his lunch break, I assume he goes back to protecting women and children. This is the Nancy Mace who would have you believe her tears are real. Bro, I'm done treating these people like, well, you know, she's a victim and she's, fuck this. Seriously. I'm done. I'm not extending empathy, sympathy, humanity. I'm not falling for the games. Oh, you're crying tears? Donald Trump is an individual who literally spoke about grabbing him by the pussy, regardless of consent. An individual who spoke sexually about his daughter multiple times. An individual who brought his children around Jeffrey Epstein. An individual who has spoken openly about sexualizing teenage girls and literally going into the dressing room of teen girls at beauty pageants. An individual who is best buddies with Epstein for years. An individual who has been credibly accused of sexual assault, who's been found liable in court, who's been found responsible. A man who's literally been found guilty in court. No matter how many clear facts, it's just a coincidence to Nancy Mace. It's just a coincidence, it's just by chance. And then you have the other fucking goon, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's now voting for the release of the files, but like 2 months ago voted against the release of the files. See, the reality is, the Republican Party will not, under any circumstance, release the files. They will not. They will never. Why is it the Democratic Party, knowing that Bill Clinton is in the files, the Democratic Party, knowing Clinton is in the files, are saying, well, you know what, jig is up, let's expose it all. The Republican Party, knowing Trump and many such cases, many others are in the files, are fighting tooth and nail to keep it under wraps. Mike Johnson literally shut down Congress in order to stop any vote on the release of the files. Now let's talk about the head honcho. Let's talk about the boss. Let's talk about Donald Trump and his tactics in shutting this down. Donald Trump today referred to the Epstein file situation today as a Democrat hoax. It's a Democrat hoax. To stifle this supposed hoax, Donald Trump literally had planes flying over DC to make sure you cannot hear these individuals speak. You cannot make this kind of shit up. I swear you cannot make this kind of shit up.
This woman abused children. I was abused by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell for over 10 years. Ghislaine Maxwell was present for some of my abuse at the hand of Jeffrey Epstein. She was present, she was complicit, she was enabling, and it is appalling and disgusting. And it's one of my worst nightmares that she not only be transferred, but at the possibility that's very much going around that she might be pardoned. This is not okay, guys. This is not okay.
Yeah, I did say that. My first trip to the Palm Beach residence, I drove there from the airport with Ghislaine Maxwell, and Jeffrey and Ghislaine were always very boastful about their friends, their famous or powerful friends, and his biggest brag forever was that he was very good friends with Donald Trump. He had an 8x10 framed picture of him on his desk with the two of them. Like, they were very close.
At this point, it is undeniable that this man is in the files. What kind of individual, not human being, because we're beyond any kind of conversation of this being a human being, this demonic blood moon born antichrist creature, it is undeniable at this point that this man is in the fucking files. To have the US military fly over these individuals as they speak about their victimization. These people in the military probably don't even know why they're being told to fly over. They don't even know. I'm willing to bet they don't even know. They probably don't even know why they're being told to fly over the Capitol. Donald Trump has random folk in our service, in our military, flying over DC to stifle and to destroy the communication these folks are trying to engage in, to inform us of what went on and who is responsible. Donald Trump is an evil, disgusting, demonic being. This nigga is not, it's not a matter of human being anymore. Because Donald Trump then proceeds to, when asked about this, he proceeds to claim that this is all a Democrat hoax. You can't make this shit up. He's still calling it a Democrat hoax. And what he says after is mind-boggling.
So this is a Democrat hoax that never ends. You know, it reminds me a little of the Kennedy situation. We gave him everything over and over again, more and more and more, and nobody's ever satisfied. From what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given. But it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president. Even if you look at D.C. right now, D.C., it's a totally safe zone. It's
Hearing that stupid ass shit from him, dumbass. Look, this fuck nigga done fix his mouth to sit there and say that the topic of the Epstein files has nothing to do with the current success of our nation under his leadership. What Donald Trump has just claimed is that the investigation of and litigation of the biggest, most prolific sex trafficking ring in human history is irrelevant to the success of the United States in the first quarter of 2025. Or the first half. Or really just, we're actually pulling up on the end of the year, actually. This fuck nigga would have you believe that exposing the most prolific sex trafficking ring in human history is irrelevant. Not even just irrelevant, irrelevant to the success of our country. Because putting away participants in the most vile, prolific, most well-known, notorious sex trafficking ring in human history, putting those people away, locking them up, putting them behind bars to Trump is completely irrelevant. Why is it irrelevant? And Joe Rogan, Dave Smith, Tim Dillon, the fuck nigga association will have nothing to say in addressing of this. They won't explain it. They won't address it. These folks will pretend like they have no idea what's going on. Donald Trump has U.S. military personnel flying over the goddamn Capitol as these people are trying to talk. And then when asked about it to his face, he calls it irrelevant to the success of our country. This nigga is a sick individual. He's crazy. And for those of you who voted for him in 2024, for those of you who voted for Trump in 2024, what in the fuck be going on with y'all? Y'all ain't paying attention to this shit. And the sick part about it is, ain't none of these niggas about to come out and be like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. We fucked up, bro. We shouldn't have voted for him. You know what? We coming out. We about to, no. Radio silence, because ego, pride comes before the fall. For as obsessed with the Bible as they claim to be, these folks are quite bad at following it. Pride comes before the fall. That ego, that pride. Y'all got ample time to come out right now against this fuck nigga. Between the tariffs, the Epstein files, international, these fucking foreign wars, y'all got neo-Nazis coming out saying we can't fuck with this nigga no more. What are y'all waiting on? What are you MAGA normies waiting on? That's that pride. It's that fucking ego. It's gonna come before the fall, believe that. It is what it is. I don't know what else to say. We're fucked as a country. If you like the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.